You get down 8-0, you call a quick timeout, and players admitted you ripped into them pretty good. So the difference from that point after that?
No, we're just setting them up. I don't know. It seemed like they came out with a little more energy than what we did. And we took some bad shots, but got to turn. That's the important thing.
Yeah. Turnovers, the first half you had a bunch. Second half really cut back on that. Huge part of the offensive improvement.
That was pretty much the focus at halftime, was to stop turning the ball over. I think the majority of their points in the first half came off of our turnovers, or our turnovers led to their scoring in the first half.
Kind of going off that, looking back at the first Big 12 game of the year against these guys, number of turnovers, you guys missed, I believe, 18 free throws in that game, have a lead at halftime, and end up losing it. Today, 22 of 25 from the line, 4 turnovers second half. How much does this show your growth, from that point up until this point now?
Well, we're a lot better. They're a lot better. You go through this league, you better get better. And yeah, I mean, we've gotten a lot better. I think our older guys have really stepped up, and I just sit in there with our boosters. It's new and different for everybody. You can get guys out of the portal. You can go get a junior college guys like we went and got Jimmy Bell. You can take transfers, and you can take freshmen, and to put all of those guys together. And I wanted to take a freshman, at least a freshman, that could grow with us, and he has, but it's just different, It's a whole lot different than what I think any of us have been used to.
That being said, how impressive has the leadership job been this season by those seniors, bringing it all together, giving guys coming from different places?
Well, Kitty's been fantastic. I think Emmett was kind of stepped back a little bit, having left and then come back. I think he stepped back a little bit but then as he became, I think, a little more comfortable, he was a great leader. And Eric's going to lead whether it's the right thing or not. I mean, he's that guy. And those guys have been terrific, and they've gotten better and better and better and better, and I think they've been forced to grow because of the things that we continue to put on their back. And really, you don't have any choice. You're not going to do that with freshmen. So I think this is kind of the culmination of being able to put things together.
Coach, when you look at what Eric Stevenson's done the last 4 or 5 games, I think 5 games, 20-plus points, is that just a culmination of maybe throwing more at him and him answering that, or just a matter of him making shots?
I think it's, Eric struggled to make shots for a while, and Eric's got a bad foot as well. So I think guys started depending more on him, and I think he felt that they were dependent more on him. And I think when you play a little looser. I mean, he don't have a problem playing loose the way it is, but those other guys, I think, have been great encouragement to him. and as well as him to them. But I think they've helped Eric probably more than anybody else has. Just those guys, hey man, we're dependent on you. That goes a long way.
Bob, you're kind of a basketball perfectionist, shall we say. How much was your patience tested this year? And if you had to rate the coaching job up to now, where does it rank in there?
Bob, I don't know. I never think about those things. What I think about is the change that's happened in our game. That you just don't go out and recruit guys now. You got to almost recruit them in layers, and then the hard part is getting those layers to come together, and to understand not just who they're playing with, but understand what I'm trying to get them to do, what our staff is trying to get them to do, and that's harder than particularly when you're bringing in guys, portal guys that have played. Like Eric. Eric's played. This is his fourth or fifth school. So he has gone through a basketball culture at each school, and so I think it's only natural that sometimes there's some things pop in his head that I'm like, where the hell did that come from? But obviously, he's been through a lot. He's been through a lot, basketball-wise, and terminology and execution of different things. Are you, what do you do? Do you curl screens? Do you slip screens? Do you reject screens? What am I supposed to do in this situation? And I think he's really grown. I think it's made him a better player.
How hard to wait for that to happen, though, for it to come together?
Bob, obviously we didn't start out very well, and I think that had a lot to do with it. But we also didn't make free throws early. Didn't make free throws early, and I think that's a confidence thing. I think it's a confidence thing, and at times it's a mechanics thing, and it's not a lot of stuff. It's little things that mechanically you can fix that makes it so much easier, and particularly so much easier under pressure. If you hitch it, if you got your hand on the side of the ball, if you got your other hand in front of your face, in front of your hand. It's not obviously it's not surgery, or I wouldn't be doing it, but it's just fixing little things, but they're hard for them because they've done the other so many times. It's neuromuscular integration. It's muscle memory. And you've got to kind of, they've got to shoot it enough that it wipes out the old memory and kind of starts a new one. But to their credit, and thank God we got the basketball practice facility, they're in there all the time. And it's not a grind. It's not a grind when you just go in there and shoot free throws. As you saw today, we have like 600 managers. So, they're in there rebounding for them, throwing it back to them. It's really good. And honestly, Alex Ruhoff's been terrific. Alex been terrific.
Talked about what went through Eric's mind and some others. What went through your mind when you threw the lob to Emmett coming down the stretch?
How bad it'd look if I ran out there and choked him. Eric has a lot of confidence in himself, which is really a good thing most of the time. Sometimes he's overconfident with what he can do.
Coach, depending on what happens with Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, could determine, a higher seed for you guys in the Big 12 tournament. Your thoughts on that, or does the Big 12 tournament kind of take, I don't want to say a back seat, but I mean, it seems like maybe there's a different meaning for the Big 12 tournament.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that, Jess. What I think about is this is a hard game. It's a hard game for both teams, and so now we take tomorrow off, and we've got to get back and do something on Monday and Tuesday because we're going to play again on Wednesday. And I think that part of it's hard. That's the hard part. That you really only have 2 days, and you can't go hard. You got to go out there and kind of work through what we need to work through, and it changes. You know, you mentioned 3 schools, and they're all different. They're all different. So, you know, we'll do our best to get ready for whoever it is that we see on Wednesday.
Could you speak to the crowd's impact tonight?
The crowds, terrific, fantastic. I was a little worried at first. You know, I was over there, and they were a little later arriving, which kind of surprised me with a 2:00 game. But probably the traffic. I'm sure a lot of it was traffic. But what a great crowd. 14,000. Great crowd. Great crowd, and then I think the crowd was terrific. You know, I mean, our guys, I think, really responded to the crowd.
Bob, a couple of years ago, you started 0-5 in the Big 12 and didn't get all the way back. This year looks pretty good. Do you see differences? I know no 2 teams are different, but not the Big 12 got easier. You probably pulled off what you did pull off a couple years ago.
I mean, Mike, if you look at it, we should have beat Baylor here. We had 3 free throws, missed all 3 of them. We should have beaten Oklahoma at Oklahoma. We had 2 free throws, missed both of them. If we make just one, in each case, we win, and all of a sudden we start out 2-0. You could say that about, you know, sometimes it's a tie score and you've got a transition deal and you throw it out of bounds, or you throw it at a guy's feet, or you throw it over his head. And then those are things that you go back and you spend more time on things that have already went awry than you do putting new things in.
As far as, I don't know, constitution of players of the roster, is there something about this group that they're more advanced, more mature? Did they relearn those lessons better?
Well, I think we had 6 guys walk tonight, right? Something like that. So that's a lot of experience. It's just a matter of getting them to understand, playing together, what each one of those 6 can do, why we go to this guy in this situation, that guy in that situation, why we ask guys to do some things that sometimes they're not sure that's what they're supposed to be doing, or that's not their best, what they're best at. Our guys have been really good.
Marquise Noel for them tonight had 7 assists in the first half, and then came out in the second half, drilled 6 threes. Just what'd you think of his performance this evening?
He's really good. I mean, I think we all knew that going in. He's really good. They got 2 guys that are as good as anybody in the country.
Obviously, you want to do well in the Big 12 tournament, but what you've done in the past week with beating Iowa State and tonight, does that do anything as far as your pressure on yourselves to maybe make a run in the Big 12 tournament to get in the NCAAs, or does that not really matter?
Do I look like I'm pressured? No. We're gonna go do the best we can. And hopefully it's good enough.
Bob, Emmett said that he's playing kind of like this is his last. Have you noticed a change just in how he's playing, type of effort he's giving?
Emmett wants to go out a winner here. Emmett could have stayed at Washington. I think he had every opportunity to, and he said, "Coach, I want to come back here. Can I come back?" I'm like, "Yeah, you can come back." And he's his sister and he came in here together, and he tested the waters elsewhere, which he has every right to do, and this is home. I think Emmett feels at home here.
Coach, thank you.
Mm-hmm.